second floor of that little building is the Esquire Tavern. That is not only the oldest bar anywhere on the San Antonio River, this will be the oldest bar in Texas. No one knows how far back it goes because it predates all of our records. What we do know about it is that it was a prohibition, it was a speakeasy in 1920 during Prohibition, and inside nothing has been altered in over a century. It's been painted, resurfaced, redone, remodeled, replaced. Nothing. Perfect time capsule going back to about 1920. In fact, what resides within the walls of the Esquire is the longest wooden bar in the state. It's 108 feet long, continuous, unbroken, seamless, beer-soaked hardwood. Check it out, the Esquire Tavern. And right ahead of us, guys, if it looks familiar, that's because we took off from here about 30 minutes ago, which means I got to drop you out here as well. Come to the end of the line. Here's the wrap. I want to thank all you guys for coming on out with us. Do me a favor, just stay seated until I jump out of the boat. Stay safe with security tied down. Keeping your boat captain always accepted, greatly appreciated, going for a job well done. And with that, be yourself a favor as well. Just check on all sides of you, make sure you're not leaving anything behind. If you do leave something behind, and you realize it, jump online tonight, go to the website, www.ebay.com, and get it back. Alright guys, I can hop out, tie us off, I'll be right back to this right now. Again, thank you so much for coming out with us.
Measurement tote.
Right ahead of us, that massive tree right in front of the boat there, that is the godfather of all cypress trees here in San Antonio. It's going to be all lit up tonight. That is the biggest, tallest, oldest tree, oldest cypress tree I should say we have in the city. About 90 feet tall. Estimates say it could be as old as about 700 years. And that brings us to the other floodgate that protects downtown, right here. Number 2, we're making a right-hand turn onto an artificial flood prevention system. If you look the other way, you'll see why I didn't make a left-hand turn. That's because 380 yards in that direction is a 15-foot drop off the top of the dam. Now this river, the San Antonio, flows over the dam. In fact, this water here is going to travel another 230 miles all the way to the Gulf of Mexico, where it's heading into the Bay of San Antonio. It takes a long time, but yes, this water does go all the way. Anyway, we call this artificial stretch on our flood panel. And this, ladies and gentlemen, was put here for one reason. That reason is the Great Rainstorm of 1921. September of that year, San Antonio was hit by a rainstorm that was 17 inches of rainfall onto our city. And we can't handle that. That ground downtown, subsidiary to Houston Street, 3 bridges ahead of us, was underneath 9 feet of rainwater. 25 feet higher than the level of water right there. 50 people killed, and that's why we have this flood panel today. Since its inception in 1941, San Antonio downtown never again hit by floodwater. So just a quick pause here, guys. There's a nice little gap on my left-hand side, which means I can show you. Not too easy to see during this time of year because all the leaves are. That's the Nagana building, built back in 1929. If you want to find the Ghostbusters building, you got to go to Philadelphia. Anyway, this building was purchased brand new for $3 million by 2 guys called the Smith & Youngs. They're the ones who had the gargoyles installed way up there at the top of the Tower of Life building. When asked why they needed gargoyles to accompany their new purchase, they always gave the same reason, which was to ward off any bad luck they might encounter in the world of business or real estate. The thing is this, they made a large error in buying that building. Not because it cost $3 million, but rather because they bought it in June of 1929. What happened a few months later, of course, was the stock market crash. We ended up in the Great Depression, and they had to sell that building off for 10 cents on the dollar at $300 grand. After that deal was made, the Smith & Youngs left San Antonio not only flat broke, but owning a whole cast of shady characters and a whole bunch of money. In fact, we never saw those two again. Up ahead of us, that large red building, a lot of people ask if that's a church. when they first see it. And it's because of that steeple-like looking structure coming out of the rooftop. Now I can assure you that is not a church. I can also assure you you do not want to confess any sins in that building. That's the Barrett County Courthouse. It's been in operation since 1897. I'm going to honk the horn, folks. Don't be alarmed. Just letting traffic know we're coming out. Two things going on here. Number one, this little stone bridge we're about to pass underneath is a flood on my right. Those are all the same type of trees. They're also the most common type of tree you'll find on the tour. And many of these trees are imported from Louisiana. So here's a certain kind of trivia question. What kind of trees are we looking at? Coming up on the right. Now our sculpture there with a cowboy ranger spear that sits outside the Briscoe Western Art Museum. That Briscoe is kind of an old Wild West themed museum. All kinds of stagecoaches restored from centuries past. Guns and saddles. There's a large interactive diorama of the Battle of the Alamo. That is the Briscoe Western Art Museum, which takes us to the little bridge right ahead of us above the cross. Have a good look at the Pleasant Street Bridge because you may never see one like it again. This is a real rarity in America. This is called an ornamental iron bridge. There are about 20 left in the country. 9 of them reside here in San Antonio. Coming up on my right, at river level, and this is it. This is the one and only island you're going to come across on this whole tour. First thing you see on that island is a little iron structure. It's called Father Masson's Table. That was installed there back in 1991, 300 years to the day after the first Catholic Mass was given on the banks of the river. If you look at the island itself, it's made out entirely of the roots of the tree that grows out of it. That entire structure from bottom to top is just a massive tree growing out of the bed of the river. If you look carefully at the island, it's shaped like a heart. And that, you guys, is what we call Marriage Island. Some 200 couples get married right there every single year. Now, legend has it, we get married on Marriage Island. Your marriage will not only be a happy one, but it will last you for the rest of your life. Take it from me, I was married right there. 3 times. Yeah, they were. Remember, right now we got divorce island. There's tightly fastened onto the walls. Lamps bolted onto desks, Gideon Bibles stashed away in nightstand drawers. Even the little bars of soap, no exaggeration, were delicately placed into every soap dish of every bathroom. Only then, when the rooms were done, wall to wall, floor to ceiling, they were put aboard flatbed trucks, shipped up here, and dropped off right here on the side of the river. Awaiting those rooms was a crane operator who began to hook up to each unit one by one, 70,000 pounds apiece, lift them up, stacked them on top of each other, where they were then all snapped into place like Legos. That's how the entire structure from wall to wall was built back in 1968. In fact, from the day they started the project to the day the first couple signed their names into the guest book to check in, it was just 200 days. And that's a 500-room hotel being built back in 1968. That's a world record. That's the story of the Hilton Palacio del Rio. And with that, you guys, you're now arriving on my favorite little corner of the Riverwalk. Up and on my left here, situated upon the stone wall, is a place called Osvillito, a little village. You can only see a fraction of it from right here, but all this was built way back in 1722 to house Spanish soldiers. And that makes it, believe it or not, the very first residential district ever constructed in San Antonio. You can go up there and see the entire thing, free of charge, end to end in about 15 minutes. On my left-hand side, cascading down from La Vita, that is a 1941 edition. That is a harnessing theater. Seats about 800 people. Overlooks that beautiful stage on my right-hand side. People ask me, do we use the harnessing theater? The answer is a resounding yes. The harnessing theater, fully equipped, lighting, sound, the whole works. Most weekends, we have multiple shows going on here. And if the harnessing theater looks a little familiar to anyone, it might be because you watched the 1994 movie called All Sides by Germantown. Places like, you know, St. Louis, Missouri, Kansas, Missouri, 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 Missouri, Fredericksburg, Selma, Bernie, Uvonco, just to name 4. In fact, inside Uvonco, there's a giant water park called Litterbahn. As you know, more German than that. Well, I mentioned this for one reason, which is this. The back there of the shopping mall, because that little stone bridge ahead of us, as you know, is an artificial center. It seems like this piece of river wasn't always here. It was here before the 1960s. Before the bridge was put in, on the old German neighborhood right here. The Gilbert People River headed to the entire community. There's 1,600 people. The only thing that remains, and the only office that we're not allowed to touch, is a little Catholic church back there called St. Joseph's. And the choir still sings in German. The story is a little stretched back there. Okay, quick pause before the stone bridge, guys. You have some records to my left. Let's see. Directly to my left, over that wall is a plain, white, ordinary, rather unremarkable looking hotel. And then drive right by it here to get a good look at it. This is anything but an ordinary hotel. This hotel is a Hilton Palacio del Rio, which found its way into the Guinness Book of World Records way back in 1968 to be the fastest hotel of its size ever constructed.